Jill here, Special Needs Mom Talks. Just doing a little follow-up video to the IEP meeting that I spoke about yesterday. It went pretty well overall, I will say. There was a lot of people and it was a Zoom meeting, which I feel like you sacrifice some of the energetics of the experience of being in physicality with people. However, that can be distracting, especially if you're easily triggered, which I am, because basically you're sitting around a table with a bunch of people that are each going to individually tell you about your son's deficits, while they also do talk about his strengths. There's a lot of, not exactly uplifting information. Some of it's dense and heavy. And now that he is over 16, he's able to participate in the meetings and learn the self-advocacy skills that he will need going forward, which he did beautifully, probably better than he ever has in the past. And I see his new team supporting that. So that was a big win. And I kind of thought, I had this funny thought in the middle of the meeting after getting triggered by the school psychologist, which I did not let myself go down a rabbit hole on. I was able to feel the trigger, feel my emotional response to what she was saying, and not necessarily agreeing with her, being able to pull back from that and respond with a little bit of emotion, but not as much as I have in the past, and not letting it distract me from the grit, the content of the meeting. So I was pretty proud of myself that I did that, because yeah, I can get triggered very easily in these meetings, and it is helpful to bring somebody with you if you know that that's the way you are. If you're going to go in there and you're confident enough to get through it and you're not going to get triggered, fine. But I don't know. I think anyway, it's always good to have an extra person with you, and I did not do that this time, but it seemed to go okay. And yeah, and so I'm laughing to myself, like I'm looking at all these people. I don't know how many people were there, maybe 10. And I'm looking at my son and I'm thinking, wow, is he not the teacher? Here he has this whole room of people gathered from all different specialties to learn more about him, to learn more, because we haven't figured them out yet. We haven't figured out how they have adapted to having these nuances of abilities or disabilities in this particular systemic, very crunchy, narrowly focused, very strict dogma, rule-oriented system. They haven't figured out how to really tap his true intelligence, which I believe we all have. It gets muddled for whatever reason. So I was kind of laughing, like, go kid, you are teaching us. We are the students, all of us gathered around you here. Yay. But, I didn't think to say that, but I kind of thought it after the meeting, and I thought, go kid, you're doing it. You're doing exactly what you incarnated to do, and you are teaching us. So we were all learning. And as my son gets closer to what is called the cliff in the special needs arena, where your child is going from more supported by the education system up until age 21 or 22, and then they are in adult services. And it's a big deal, because if you have not prepared for it, you don't have more DDS, Department of Developmental Services on board, or other supports, it can be really scary, because it's not the same. There's not as many eyes on your offspring. There's not as many supports. Well, there are, but they're harder to find. So you really got to be on your toes and advocate. So it's a really, really important time to ramp up everything that you can, get people involved, get other agencies involved. So it's really important. And the team is aware, I'm aware, and we have these supports in place. So, we're doing the best we can, everybody involved. And I just was grateful for that, grateful for the positivity that overall was carried through the meeting. It's a hard situation for everyone. And again, I don't believe there's anyone in that room that doesn't have a heart. And that's what I kind of felt. So going in with my heart open, getting it kicked around a little bit, but pulling back from the edge, and just being really wicked proud of my son. And, everybody there working with him. So that's what I got for today. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't have, there's deficits and areas where it could be better. There always is. But for today, content, he's doing okay, walking forward.